Hello members, and welcome to another edition of Turf Talk. John Lieberger here with Todd Bone, our Director of Agronomy. And as you've seen from Damon's video, there are a lot of projects going on around the mountain. So we'd like to dive in a little deeper into a couple of the projects that we're working on. We're here at the Apache Range T, and Todd, if we can talk a little bit about that today, as well as the update and progress that we're making down at the Renegade practice facility, both the range, the short game area, and what's happening on the golf course, specifically hole number 1. So let's take it away. What do we got going on? You made a mess up here. What's happening? We're on the Apache Range Tee.
Well, hello everyone. Good to be with you again. Yes, I'm good at making messes, as you can see, but we are currently, like we talked about, dropping the range tee floor down, lowering the range down. As you can see the view out here, you're going to have a nice long flat tee to be used, similar to what we have at CG, which is going to really open up the amount of useful spaces, which is going to help with traffic and also help with turf rejuvenation on our side. And then once we get this all done and we get the tee level, we'll come back and we're going to sod it with the new hybrid Bermuda like we got down at Renegade, the Tahoma Bermuda grass. I've heard really good things about. We're seeing really great things about down there. And we'll have a Bermuda base on this tee like we've talked about before, and then we'll overseed it, in the fall to help with wear and tear. But we're really excited. I think this is going to be a game changer. We're kind of right in the middle of it. We're right in the middle of the surgery right now with the patient, but the guys are working really hard, and our goal is to have this open September 26th when we open the golf course.
Wow, aggressive. That's awesome. I love it. And then we'll have a strip of artificial down the back of the range tee as well to help for those days when we're either in overseed and, because this is a ryegrass golf course, so it's going to be open and we're going to need some tee time, range practice warm-up time, so we can use those artificial mats when we overseed. So we'll have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, just like any of the range tees we're doing from now on, like we talked about, we're going to put the artificial tee line back there, which I think is going to be a huge improvement for us for a lot of reasons, and be a nice addition.
Great. We're going to add a little clock over on the side as well, kind of like we did at Coach East Geronimo Range, for members that want to be able to see what time it is and make sure they get to their tee time on time. So thank you. Let's head down to Renegade. We'll talk a little bit about the areas of improvement there. Todd and I have made our way to the Renegade short game area. Todd, why don't we take our members through what the short game area is going to look like? It's about 3 acres, got some target greens. Let's kind of talk through that.
Sure. So behind us, you'll see we got it kind of rough shaped in right now. We're waiting on the Chad, our architect from Nicholas, to get here next week to kind of put eyeballs on it and to final improve some of the greens and grades and everything. And so, but it'll be 3 acres of ryegrass area that you'll be able to drop balls wherever, hit pitch shots, chip shots. The greens got some kind of sections in them, shelves or movement in them, so you can isolate if a guy or a gal's working out of a bunker, hitting shots, and you want to be hitting another area. It'll kind of separate the greens for you, give you a little experience right there. But the greens are nice size. They're about 7,500, 8,000 square feet each. There's 3 of them on there, so it's just going to be a really nice amenity to have compared to what we used to have down here for a short game area. It's no comparison.
Yeah,
and
I love the way it's laid out. You've got 32 different varieties of short game shots that you can hit. If you don't know what that means, go see Paxton and his team down at the PC. But you've got pitches, you got bump and runs, you've got big lob shots, you've got 40-yard shots, 20-yard shots, 30-yard shots. So I think the sky's the limit. You can get in here and spend all day and have a lot of fun. So thank you for putting this together, and look forward to seeing it come to fruition.
Sure, yeah, and we will be seeding this hopefully as close to 1st of September, like the golf course as well, back here to get this grown in and ready. And the greens will be, as soon as Chad with Nicholas gives his blessing on it, we'll be starting to build these greens and get them seeded as soon as possible. So just timing of opening all that with the greens and everything, it just depends on once we get them seeded and how the growth happens, kind of like the putting green we talked about before.
Yeah, realistically, with the cool season grass growing through next spring, probably you think that's more of a summer or fall opening?
Yeah, probably realistically.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, members. We'll head down to the range tee area, and then we'll head out to number 1. Okay, we've made our way down to the driving range tee, which we've shot before. We've shot it from when it was being constructed to when it was dirt to grass was just starting to come up, and boy, look at it now. This is absolutely amazing. It's really come in nicely. Let's tell the members a little bit about the progress we've made here and also over in the wedge range, as well as the new putting green.
Sure. So like John said, we've had some big movement here with the recent weather we've had. The rain and the humidity has helped us. This Bermuda is really coming on. Our new varieties, our Tahoma Bermuda on the tee here, our Tiff Tuff on the floor out here, and then even our Stadium Zoysia grass, which is on the target greens, are really loving life right now and taking off. So we're well on our way, and it's exciting to see, and we'll just continue to refine it. We're going to continue to top dress this tee. You know, it's still a little puffy in some areas from sod. It's natural with the sod. We'll continue on that. In the back, over here in the back, you'll see that they're finally starting to work on the sewer line. Todd Bruin and his team have been working with the county or the city to put that sewer line in. They finally started that work, so that's going to be the focus point now for the rest of this month, is to get that done, get them out of there. Then we'll go back and we'll grade this back left corner of the range, finish putting, there's one more target green we got to put in the back, and sod all of that back and have it put back and hopefully ready to go for a scheduled opening in December, hopefully, of this range. Okay. And then over on by the wedge range area, the newest member to our family is coming on, is we got the putting green seeded, and you'll see we got some green fuzz growing across it. We got germination in about 5 to 6 days, which is great.
Quick.
That is quick.
Wow.
You know, we had a little washout with the rain that we're dealing with some areas, but it'll all come back in and be just fine, and we're excited about that.
That's great. Well, we'll head over to number one. We'll finish up the video, and we'll call it a wrap after that. So, all right. Lastly, we made our way out to hole number one here at Renegade. And this has got the most significant changes that's happening on the golf course. Let's take the members through exactly what's happening and talk about that.
Sure. So we're standing out here in the middle, about probably, 130 yards from the white green in the middle right here. And we have taken out the fairway bunkers that we talked about that were on the left side that used to force the golfers to hit more to the right side. So we've taken those bunkers out. We will add fairway width back in there, which will change the angle into this green, and your angle into this green will be kind of similar to where we're standing, although you'll have a little opportunity to play a little further to my right here, which even makes it even better. Also, we've added 3 bunkers down the right side, so we took these bunkers, put them over, split that bunker, and made it into 3 different bunkers over here that will line a berm, and we've got a berm built that kind of hides the cart path, help protect the new parking lot that'll be over there for the right shot. And those bunkers will set in there on the right hand side to help collect balls and to get the golfers and to get you to play over here to the left side to get the better angle into this green.
So you know what I like most about the changes we're making on this hole is that it went from being a very difficult driving hole, you really had a hard time, either you had to drive it over the bunkers or drive it to the right of the bunkers, to a very generous landing area for the first hole, still with a lot of distance to the gold green for those better players, but for those that play on a daily basis that just want to come out and recreate and have some fun, hit your first tee ball of the day, you got a generous landing area, you've got, I think a relatively easier shot into that green. And speaking of that green,
let's go up and take a look at it. We'll talk about the changes.
We'll go up to the green and take a look. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening on this white green on number one Renegade.
So we are currently working on raising the left side of the green, as you'll see where the strings are behind me. We're going to raise anywhere from 4 to 6 inches in spots just to soften that up so it's not as rejective as it was before. It'll be a lot easier playing surface. When you hit a shot up here, your ball's not going to run completely off. It could still occasionally, but more than likely your ball will end up staying on the green with how we're going to pick that side up and raise it up, which will be a big improvement.
Yeah, plus that white number one green bunker that was in front that used to catch all the balls, that's gone. That's been eliminated.
Yeah, that little pop bunker, the little pop bunker that was right in front of this green is no more. and it's opened up the approach where we were earlier, shooting from that fairway, looking back at the green. It's a lot easier approach into this green.
It's a great corridor into the green now, especially with shifting the play left down the left side of the fairway, which gives you such a better angle. You have so much more green to run your ball up onto.
Yeah, and just like where we were before, I think I mentioned it a minute ago, but just want to reiterate, we're at the point now to where we're waiting on the Chad to come with Nicholas, bless this, kind of tweak it to the percentages on the green, and then we'll start putting the green back together and get it seeded as soon as we can. And then the rest of the golf course, like we talked about, we're still holding hope that September 1st will be our date to drop seed in here. And as long as if the weather stays like it is today, we'll be golden. But that's still our plan, and still shooting for our November 1st date.
So would it be safe to say that come November 1st, when we're back on Renegade and playing Renegade again, white green number 1, white green number 5, and white green number 9 won't technically be ready for play? So on those holes, we'll be playing to the gold greens.
Yeah, the white greens on 1, 5, and 9 will probably be in the spring when we'll be ready to open them, just like the putting green up by the PC, the short game areas, these greens. They'll all kind of be on the same schedule depending on when we get them seeded, hopefully. But yes, we will be putting all the play on the gold greens on 1, 5, and 9 for a while here through the fall.
Okay, so we'll work on adjusting some tee boxes and so forth. So if you're playing to the most of the white pins on the golf course, the yardages will be fairly similar and the rating will be appropriate and so forth. And we'll have to eventually get the AGA back out here to give us another rating blessing. So we'll take care of that as well. But Todd, it's been a pleasure being with you today. Thank you. I think we've given the members a glimpse of what's going on here at Desert Mountain this summer in at least a couple of these projects. And as always, it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.